What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a great time out there, wherever you are in the world. I'm Andrew Esquire, and this is Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm coming to you live from Bangkok, Thailand, on vacation the next week, getting some stuff sorted, having a little fun in the sun. But we're going to be talking about today. I have a ton to talk about. It's still early. We got to keep it kosher the first 2 minutes. I have a ton to talk about today, so we're going to get into it. We're going to get into all the stuff today. We've got Tim Pool. We've got Eliza Bleu. We've got more strikes. And even beyond that, there's more to talk about on this. I'm also going to be talking about the mysterious, the Grift stalker. You know, we're going to be talking about that. From the Cashman article, the gang stalker. We're going to be talking about that as well. I'm the only person who's talked about this beforehand. I think that now people are talking about it. Oh my God, what's going on with that? I talked about it beforehand. I will go into more detail now. We'll go down that road because I warned people about this. I said, this is where they're going to go. I called it. I said, they're going to pick one bad faith person. One person who's out there looking sus, and they're going to go after them. I am going to do, after I wrap this up, I will do a locals afterwards on Veritas. We'll talk about that off the script. That'll be the after party. Will be Veritas. But we're going to talk. We got so much to talk about and get in with Tim Pool, Eliza Bleu, and with everything else, the new strikes. We'll be doing that as well. Oh, did I forget? You know what? I may have forgot to do locals. Thank you, Danielle, for catching that. So I will post this on locals. I'll also get this jamming on Twitter, so everybody's got this link in the chat. So thank you guys over there. So let me just drop this over here. I'm literally gonna do it raw. Just the link, just the way you like it. Because what do you need more than the link? That's pretty much all you need. For this to realize this is going. The sad thing is, guys, is that if you don't post on locals, if I don't post on locals, about half my audience doesn't know because they don't get YouTube notifications. That's the weird thing. If I don't post on locals, almost nobody gets the notifications. Bob says, I need the locals chat to be my degenerate self. Listen, nobody is judging your degenerate self. You can be your degenerate self as much as you want to be. I've never judged anybody for that. Nor have I represented myself as any pillar of anything. So I don't think anybody is out there, thinking I'm their, tradcon senpai. I don't think that's happening anywhere. But good to see everybody in the chat. Let's see who's up here. Tianini, Andrew F. Just shout out to the members. W. Daisy Williams, Danielle, Zero Signal. Who else we got up in here? What are the members? Spastic Chick. What's up, Bren? And we got anybody else up in the chat? Nicholas Kruger, good to see you. Glitter Fart. And I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Biffrance, good to see you as well. Rich G and some of the homeboys there getting in early in the chat. So early. I have to scroll to see y'all. But I'm excited to be here today. Have I been to a ping pong show? Okay. No, I have not, actually. I do want to go. So I actually am going to Pattaya today, so it probably will happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen today. It's going to happen today. If I'm going to see something get removed from someone's innards, it's going to be today. This is a legal mindset. We have no judgment, right? And if it gets shady, we take that over to illegal mindset and just handle it over on that channel. No, there's zero clickbait about this title today. So let's start out here by just jumping into the Tim Pool retiring, because you may think he's doing something like Elon, and we can argue about that. I want to get your guys' opinion on that. In fact, I'm going to put up a poll here. Is Tim pulling an Elon? A yes or no on that. And by the way, Jim, member of the RPG Replay Gang, says anybody with half a brain knew what Eliza QAnon was. Yeah. Everybody who knows and can put it together, it can figure out who this gang stalker is, who they were trying to talk about without talking about, who they were perhaps worried about. Maybe they're worried about defamation. Who knows? Seems like kind of a pussy move, though, because you could just write about it without getting there. It's very interesting. JGG says, or GJJ, sorry. Oh, man, I'm still waking up. It's 8:36 here. I see new member constantly on Teamcast. If he don't, he is the King Grift. He is the King Grift. He gets so many new members. He gets so much super chats. And from what I heard, today he turned on members only in his chat. So from what I heard, and I believe this was called out, let me just put this up here for Jeremy from the quartering. Shout out to Jeremy, my boy. I think Jeremy called this out here, members only mode on Timcast. So called that out there. I guess that was something that happened today. Obviously, that's going to cause, if it's Timcast and people are wanting to super chat, they're wanting to engage, that is 100% going to cause people to join as members and to, tap in there. Don Baca, good to see you, brother. Coming in from Prague. Hope you've gotten a lot of Budweiser in your system before this one. You're going to need it. But yeah, it's a move. It's a bit of a move. I mean, if you've got a huge active chat and everybody wants to be engaged with it, they'll pay the money just in order to get in. So he's got that grift down. That's for sure. That's 100% for sure. And let me make sure I'm checked in over here on the locals. Of course, on the locals, you're already posting anime images. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. And let me just post what you guys think. It's always interesting over here on the locals. And if anybody wants to join the locals and get over there, you can post images and links, share those with me. That's the locals link. For those who want this specific thing, but obviously people send stuff like this. But if you really want waifus and you really want great waifus, check out Adjudicators Academy. Some people are mad about the That Wizard game. Well, if you want to say fuck you to them and you want to subscribe to not something that's just okay, not something that's a fuck you to the woke, but is incredibly based, check out this comic, Adjudicators Academy. This is something that I have a part of. I am marketing this, putting this out there. We got a week left. So I'm going to be really pushing this the next week. But this is all based waifus. There's 2 chapters that are pretty much done right now in the books out of the 6 initial chapters of this manga. It's in a shonen style. It is literally the most base waifus out there. It's all related to the law, all related to in a magical setting. There will be titties. Don't worry. People have asked, will there be titties? Yes, there will 100% be titties. So check this out. Volume 1 is here. You can get in at any level. I'll be breaking down those categories very shortly for you guys on my Illegal Mindset channel. I got to do that this week. I will get that done. But check that out over here if you are interested in the waifus. Now, IWD says, pull out. Good. He's been the most hilarious infiltrator into new media and the biggest albatross around the neck of public discourse online. Let the margins become the center, baby. Yeah, it is kind of crazy how Tim Pool has become the number one thing. To me, that's always what made me laugh was that Tim Pool, I know what he does. The clickbait thumbnails, which, by the way, guys, let me just be honest with you. To be honest with you, clickbait is kind of what you have to do on YouTube. But my take on it is this. If you put it out there and you deliver the information, it's fine. You just have to deliver the information and educate. But he just brings you in and he says the same thing every single time. Blah, 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 civil war, blah, 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 division. But, without any specifics, kind of ambiguous, and not actually taking a position on any of the policies, just kind of complaining and bitching about it without actually proposing any solutions or showing you exactly what's wrong and how that could be easily fixed. So that's my real problem with Tim Pool. I mean, the thumbnails, guys, honestly, the thumbnails have to be the way the thumbnails are. Look at everybody that does well on YouTube. It's kind of the same formula for thumbnails, to be completely fucking honest. But let me get these 2 here. Where's the new K-pop poster? Those are in Seoul. I'm in Bangkok, so I got no K-pop posters here. I mean, I could have a dancer behind me. Maybe I could pay a Thai girl to just dance behind me, in the background, like live. Just be like, look, just shut up and dance for 2 hours while I stream here. I think maybe that'll do. Maybe that'll do all right. IWD says AstroTurf to the moon. Oh yeah, big time. All right. So let's get into this retirement thing. And when he says he's going to retire, by the way, what's up, Watcher? Good to see you, brother, in the chat. All right. So let's get into this retirement thing. So let's read through this. And I want to fucking grill this guy. So let's go here. I realized last night there's a misalignment between my values and many of the largest culture warriors. Okay, the fact that he's using the word culture warriors, the fact that he has to use the word culture warriors, this reminds me of like a right-wing version of social justice warrior. What the fuck is a culture warrior? How about people who have principles and stand for issues? Because here's the thing about the left and the right, and this is always going to be a thing. The left, they just are one bot, right? They're one collective. Their whole way of thinking is we form the collective, you follow the collective, or you're out. You come in, you just keep the party line, insert current thing, or you're out. That's their way of thinking. What Tim's mistake was, he thinks that everybody who's not there has to be aligned with him, that there has to be one central message. There has to be one central spokesperson. It has to be, like you said, Brent, an echo chamber. And that's not how people who are individualistic, I hate to call that right because it's not really right. It's just individualistic people versus collectivist people. Individualist people who are free thinkers are not going to agree on everything. They're not going to agree on everything. You're going to have severe differences of opinions. But when you come together on issues and you say, look, I agree with the crazy gender stuff, with the gender neutral bathrooms for children, right? Or women's sports. I agree about the Leah Thomases shouldn't be allowed in women's sports. We can agree on that. But then we may talk about another issue. Let's talk about maybe guns or abortion, and people disagree. Maybe I think everybody should be allowed to have tanks and nuclear weapons. And maybe somebody else says, whoa, reasonable restrictions are okay. Reasonable background checks are okay. I don't want to throw that guy out and say, okay, I don't want to be associated with you. You're so misaligned with me. I can't even talk to you. That's something the left does. I want to continue to work with this person where I can, and where I disagree with him, we'll go our separate ways. But I mean, yes, nukes for all, tanks for all. That's what I'm for. No ladyboy posters. That is not, the Second Amendment does not allow for ladyboy posters. Those are weapons of ass destruction. And by ass, I mean the bussy. Speaking of bussy, how's it going on Civil Law? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, buddy. Smash that like button like it's Eliza Bleu submitting a privacy strike. Guys, so smash those like buttons, whether you're on Rumble, whether you're on Locals, anywhere else. Just smash it. Don't ask. Just smash. Go smash. Caboose says he wants an M551 light tank. You can get the heaviest tank you want. You can have whatever you want. You can have that good Ukrainian shit. You can be on that premium Ukrainian. Premium Ukrainian. Good stuff. Good stuff. But good to see everybody here in the chat. Should I make the chat members only? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a fucking cuck. All right. So, although if you set up a member stream and you advertise as a member stream, that's one thing. But if you just have a regular stream and you make it members only, that's a little fucked up, right? If you're like, yo, I'm doing a member stream to thank my members, okay, that's fine. But if you're just making it members only without telling anybody, come on. Smash the plus like Amber shat the bed. I love it. And Doom Spy, appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. Don't ask, just smash, my lady boy. All right, let's continue here. So Tim Bull says, death threats, revenge porn, etc. Have you guys seen revenge porn? If anybody has seen the revenge porn on this, can you send it to me on Discord? Can you Discord me this? Can you hit me? Can you send me a Discord DM? I have not seen the revenge porn. I'm feeling left out. I'm feeling very left out of the revenge porn. Is it just like AI swapping people's faces? Because they do that for everybody. I mean, I literally saw somebody post in my locals me swapped into a lady's body, with all the appropriate bits. So, is that what they're talking about? Oh, is it Cassandra Fairbanks? But I thought that was consensual. Whatever happened there, was it not? I'm not caught up on the nudes here. She did them professionally. Okay. See, I don't know about that. Yes. Oh, she has a very active amateur porn. Well, then she consented to that. That's the exact same thing about Eliza Bleu. She consented to that. If you did pornography and it's out there, and it's not like I'm Googling this right now. Oh, okay. Found it real quick. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's amateur, but it's all right, okay. Decent quality. All right. I'm seeing it. That's not revenge porn though. It's just out there. It's fine. No judgment. Yeah. But yeah, you signed your name on the dotted line. That's exactly right. Tianini. If you've done that, you've consented to it. Let me tell you, I've had my good friend Sterling Cooper on, who's in the industry, and I know I don't know if Mac Turner's watching right now, but I have some folks who work in the industry, the adult industry that I know, and they'll be the first ones to say you sign consents for everything. There's no way you don't sign a consent in the adult industry in the 2000s. Maybe in like 1960 or something like that, they didn't give a shit about that. But in the modern era, you are signing consents. And when you upload that, by the way, when you upload this information to one of these sites, you're signing a consent for them to release that information and that this thing can then get out there. If you're uploading a lewd or a nude, it's out there. You put it on the internet, it's out there. The problem is that people don't realize when you put stuff on the internet, it's out. You cannot put it back in the box. And when people try to put it back in the box, it just doesn't work. Just let it go. Ignore it. Be like, yeah, I did it. I did porn. Who the fuck cares? Everybody's got an OnlyFans nowadays. Your grandma's probably got an OnlyFans. Don't check for Granny's OnlyFans. Don't check. You're going to be very scared. IFID said, Mindset, I was trafficked into your stream. I'm suing. We're going to talk about the new form of trafficking a little bit later, but let's continue here. I mean, Tim Pool is just so much bullshit. It gets me worked up. People not willing to stand up for their business at schools to stop kids from being castrated. What the fuck are you talking about? They did stand up. They stood up in London, in Virginia, and they kicked out the school board. But they will break the law because of a single woman they don't like. Prove it. Prove they broke the law. Prove there are violations that are happening, and prove that they're doing them because of Eliza Bleu. Come on, Tim. We have passive viewers and fighters. The fighters won't fight mostly the machine, but they will fight for drama. The passive viewers agree but don't fight generally, trying to mobilize his viewers. Come on, you little videos about me get more interest than war, economics, and cultural revolution. This is why political channels make fake videos about me. It's more interesting than politics. No, because you hold yourself out there as a source of information. By the way, we call out, and my channel has been calling out people like MSNBC, CNN, Fox, mainstream media. We've been doing that forever, and so have you fucking grifter. We've all been doing this. So don't play poor me when we hold you to the fire. It's the same accountability you've been trying to hold up to mainstream media. So the second you get held accountable, you go and cry and tuck in your little beanie. Come on, man. Like, you should be able to deal with a little bit of criticism. I sounded like Biden there. Ugh. Come on, man. I'm disgusted at myself. I'm not interested in drama, fame, money. I'm interested in worldly affairs. This is why I used to travel around. But it seems most people either won't stand up or aren't interested in drama. What does traveling have to do with that? I travel. What the fuck does that have to? I'm also interested in like facts and news. I also like money. I don't think there's anything wrong about money. What's the problem with money? See, here's the thing. This is the capitalist shaming. There's nothing wrong with capitalism. And this is his problem. I think Tim Pool has that like embedded in him, that leftist sentiment, right? That's why he trends towards making the compound, right? These communal shit, despite moving to the center or whatever the fuck he is. He has these like leftist things in him and ingrained in his mind. And I think the shame of money is one of the worst things ever. Shaming people for having generated value, having done something of value in their life. Come the fuck on. The socialists would disagree. Well, the socialists go fuck themselves. 200 Watt Studio says the villages in Japan have vending machines that sell used granny panties. I haven't found those. Shout out to my friend Meme Copium. He's over there in Tokyo. Or sorry, in Osaka. He's down in Osaka, but we were together in Tokyo and Osaka. And we went to the vending machines that sell panties. They sell new panties. They're very cheap, shitty panties, but they're new. They're not necessarily granny panties. They actually were thongs, like little pink thongs. Don't ask me how I know. I purchased one. But they weren't used. I haven't found one with used panties yet. I've been looking. If you guys know the location, send me the GPS location. I'll be in Japan in like 3 or 4 weeks. So I will find the panties for you guys. I will find the panties. Vibe AI for $10 says he was digitally damaged by Tim's towering ego. Help, help. I'm being repressed. Oh my God. Tim. I mean, the thing is, he views himself as like the Politburo, as the only official, the Pravda, right? You know, he's got to be the official source of news. Anywhere else, not acceptable. All right. Obviously, some people started to fight back, running for office, making cultural content, and more. Okay, so acknowledging that people are doing stuff. All right. Well, I guess that's at least sort of a thing. Let me zoom in a little bit more here because it's still kind of small. No one to defend us on our principles. You're not standing on principles. What are you standing for? You're standing for simping for a deranged fraud, for somebody who's striking people, who's silencing people, who's censoring people. Is that your principle? Is that what you stand for? People can reply in this thread saying I'm wrong or whatever, but that's exactly my point. So here's the thing. He's trying to do this. When you say I'm wrong, you're proving my point. Okay, so you just want people to say you're right, and unless they say you're right, you're gonna say it's wrong. Come on, man. A misalignment in our values. This is glaring and obvious. People want to come on the show for fame and influence. People beg me for money, for retweets, for recognition. Of course they do. You have a big platform. You have the chance to put people on, and what you have is the opportunity to give that time to people. And I hate that the left has monopolized the word platform. I hate that they've stolen that word, but you put them up there on a pedestal so everybody can see them. And you're going to be held to task for who you put up on a pedestal. When you're putting up the fucking criminal order, when you're putting up somebody who is getting pegged on a regular basis on a pedestal, and people hold you to task for that, I'm sorry, Tim. I'm sorry. That's on you. 200 Watt Studio says, it was a joke. The Villages is a retirement area. Therefore, Granny Pins. Oh, I get it. The Villages in Florida. Yes. The fastest growing city and the fastest growing place to get syphilis. If you didn't know that, you want some syphilis, head up to the Villages in Florida. It's around Ocala, the Ocala area north of Orlando. You can get yourself some syphilis too. Also, I mean, what do they really care? I mean, at that point, like if you get some syphilis and you're like, your liver's failing you, you got cancer, you got whatever, your prostate's acting up. I mean, do you really care anymore? Probably not. This has all grown way out of proportion to what I ever wanted to do. And I am no leader, no general. That's bullshit. Everybody who's worked with Tim knows he is the little Fuhrer. Everybody who's been there knows that Tim wants to be the general. He wants to be the dear leader. He wants to be the Kim Jong-pul. Hold on, let me edit my audio avatar here, So he wants to be, this is it. He wants to be this. He wants to be the, you got Andrew Jung-un. It's my little avatar here. This is what Tim Pool wants to be. He wishes he had the Pool Jong-un avatar. He wants it so bad. Have you heard about the Elijah in Sydney thing? Elijah Schaefer and Sydney Watson thing? No, what happened? Sorry, tell me. And yes, Tim is part Korean. Tim is part Korean. But yeah, Kim Jong-pul. Guys, meme him so hard. I want to get the Kim Jong-puls out there. By the way, thank you. TMF Squid sent $10 on locals. He says, according to Eliza, if the Thai lady boy I met on Discord posting my dick pics without permission, I'm being trafficked. Yes, that is trafficking. That is trafficking. If the Thai lady boys are posting your dick pics, Squid, you are being trafficked. Caboose says on locals as well, they don't sell used pennies. It was a lie, always a lie. I knew it. Tim is part North Korean. It turns out he's part North Korean. His family fled from the North. I get it. I get it. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, sorry. You guys are posting some good memes over here on locals. Some very good memes. This is the type of high quality stuff. The type of stuff I would expect from locals. Thank you guys. Squid says Sydney is suing the Blaze because of alleged sexual misconduct on Elijah's part. Oof. That's going to be bad. That's going to be real bad. If Sydney is suing the Blaze over that, that's going to be bad. The Daily Wire was exposed. The Blaze is being sued. Project Veritas coup against James Beef. Yeah, it's seeming like there's an implosion on the right. But here's what I'm going to tell you guys, and this is kind of the point today. And let me make myself a little bigger for this. Were they ever the right? Let me ask you this. Were any of these people what you would say, yeah, that's the right. That person represents me. What I would say is Tim Pool has had some issues I agree with him on. Individual issues I've agreed with Tim Pool on. The Blaze, Daily Wire, they've spoken up on individual issues I've agreed with them on. I've said yes. But both of them, both the Daily Wire and Tim Pool, they try to make themselves, they have this holier than thou. We're making ourselves seem like we're better thing. But really, they're just doing the same thing as the left is doing. It's just the same shit. And I do agree. I hate saying right because I really just want people that are aware, that are red-pilled, that are woken up to the bullshit. That's all I want you to be. Is just to make up your own mind, make your own decision. You can disagree with me. You can say, dude, you're fucking wrong about that. D, what? I can't calm down. I'm not going to calm down. This works me up. Because I don't like people trying to co-opt me and say, oh, you're part of this movement or that movement. I'm not. Let's see. Vibe says, holy crap. Can you imagine people that would grift off of each other like that? I mean, people that would ask to retweet each other. Awful people. Awful. So awful. It's horrible. It's almost like supporting each other. It's a bad thing. Tim is such a baby. I like to paddle the beanie often. He is. He's a pussy. I mean, he's just a pushover. He's a guy who does not belong in this position. He's not made for this. He's not made for this. If he cannot take a little criticism, he's not made for this. Now, he could be playing this up. This could be an act. Could be an act. Let's see. Cardarian says, per her claim, Sydney was coerced by Elijah to read super chats, i.e., Cuck Murphy. Oh my God, we all love Cuck Murphy. And management also allowed Elijah to act improperly towards her. Here's what I'm going to say. And I say this about everything. And look, you guys may not like this, but I'm fucking consistent on this with all claims. I want to see the evidence. I'll definitely track that. Now that you guys have told me about this, this is the first time I'm finding about this live right here, about this claim. Show me the evidence. Show me the facts. I treat everybody the same. I don't simp for people because this is a conservative waifu versus liberal waifu. I treat all of them the same. Show me the evidence. Let's see it. Let's investigate it. Let's investigate it. But if it's there, let's see the charges pressed. Let's see the lawsuit. Let me see what's going on. Let me see proof of what's gone down. I do that for everybody. I do it just straightforward. And by the way, frankly, I'll say it again. Joe Neerman tried to shame me on this, but I'll say it again. This is why the corporate environment is not long for this world. I don't care how based your corporate environment is. When you put men and women in the same environment, especially particular environments, it can create extreme problems. This is why with the current laws we have, separation of the genders is just going to end up happening more by default. Whether that's because everybody becomes independent contractors, whether it's because women just take over the corporate structure and men just get the fuck out, whatever happens, this is going to happen more because claims are going to happen whether you're based or whether you're woke. People, and it's funny because I remember Joe thought everyone was going to react negatively. He was trying to poke everybody when I said, no, men and women in most cases, there's some cases where it works out, right, where it's fine. But in many cases, separate workplaces is a good idea. Joe was like, oh my God, it's so crazy. And I'm like, no, separate the workplaces. I'm not even saying don't work. I'm just saying have a separate workplace. Because then all the issues are solved. Then there's no issues. There's zero issues. Oh my God, it's a hot take. The only white right-wing alt media that existed prior to you guys in 2021 got purged in 2017. The Barnacles are nothing but globalist infiltrators. They're just sad. They're just sad sacks that they don't have any independent thought, and they say what's safe. They say what will get them past the censors, that will get them on, they'll get them clipped by Fox or CNN or MSNBC and get them quoted as the far right media. Like get Tim Pool viewed as a right-wing extremist when he's really just a fence-sitting beanie, cuck supporter. Doom Spy says, I get a large, if you're not supporting me, you're not supporting the cause. Anti-wokeism, anti-globalism vibe from Tim and his quitting rant. His ego knows no bounds. Yeah, exactly. If you're not simping for me, you're woke. You're an SJW. What is that? Come on. By the way, if you guys want to simp for me and my ego, which knows no bounds, smash that like button. It's a smash it right now. I've got 916 of you in the chat here today. All right, let's get back to this. Let's get back to his little fucking rant. And it just keeps growing. The expansion seems infinite, and it seems like a mistake. I've talked about it repeatedly for the past year, especially with the death threats, the swatting, the burglaries, the stalkers. The stalking really gets me. People crying to be let in, former employees centering their lives around me. It's crazy for what? First of all, are these people actually on the right? See, here's the thing. Tim is throwing people who may be crazy woke leftists, who probably are, just deranged individuals, clout chasers, clout goblins, and saying, oh, these clout goblins, they're all people who are working for Tug, for that umbrella guy, or working for the Quartering, or working for me, or working for Venti, or working for Anna, or working for whoever else is, calling me out at the time. Come on. There are people who are built for this life, but it ain't me. So you're saying that you're bitch made. Got it. Obviously, I consistently break all the rules of PR. People simultaneously demand I don't bow to the mob, but I'm also arrogant for not doing what the mob does. LOL. We've been swatted 15 times. First of all, is this true? I mean, is this been confirmed? I don't know. Maybe it is true. But also, I think you've probably done some things to bring that on yourself. We'll probably get more details on this part. I'm not a clout goblin. I'm a clout Orokai. I'm a superior clout race. Don't put me down there with the goblins. I've evolved. Clout demon lord. Thank you. Related to the stalkers of mine and former employees, but a few burglaries. Okay, well, this is your job is to do that. You're running a business. Businesses get broken into, bro. I know this is weird, but when you buy a property and you have things to steal, people sometimes steal them. It's something, if you're a business owner, you deal with. In fact, most businesses, as a person who represents corporations, have an acceptable amount of theft. They literally budget in theft into their budget. They're like, well, we're going to get a certain amount of shit stolen from us. So let's say that, 5% of our inventory, that's a huge amount. Say 5% of our inventory is going to get stolen. You just budget that in. Just bake that into the pie. Let's see. Grift Class Clip says, we went through the whole gang stalker accusation on the last Griftcast. Thanks to Tim for a link to us. Well, it's just going to come back. Oh, man. I'm gonna talk about the gang stalker stuff. I already talked about it, but I'll talk about it again. Kirnath, Drex is correct. Women who hit the wall and who start acting like tradcons or based all of a sudden should not be trusted in the dissident rights sphere. And this is something I've talked about with Drex. I've talked about on Pimpcast. By the way, Drex is going to be back this week. We're going to have a Pimpcast coming up. So get excited for that. That's going to be fucking awesome. I'm very excited to do another Pimpcast with Drex. But we've always talked about this, is that at the end of the day, feminism, the leftism has infiltrated people's brains. So it's hard to remove. Even the tradcon girls, the base girls, the girls on the right, they've got some things programmed in there that are hard to remove. Particularly, you got to understand that if they're the boss bae type chick, if they're out there, as a boss bae, they've programmed that in their head. They're not going to all of a sudden become your trad waifu. That's not going to happen. Pimpcast, I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday. I have to get the date settled with Drex, but it'll be Monday night or Tuesday night will be Pimpcast. You guys will get the notification very soon. Tim Pool has like $50 million commie skateboard commune. Does anyone think those property taxes are going to go away because he's quitting? I don't know if that, to be honest, Ashley, like I'm a person who does property. In fact, I'm teaching a property course right now. Whether or not he is the head of the organization doesn't change whether his company, I'm assuming his company owns the property. He'd be an idiot to own it personally in his own name. It's not going to remove the liability of the company to pay property taxes. The property taxes are getting paid regardless. Somebody's going to pay the property taxes. That's not going to get removed. Now, that being said, him shifting around his title might lessen his legal responsibility if there's a lawsuit. Right, he might spread that around. If he steps down or sells some of his shares, he might be getting rid of his or hedging his liability. That's something that might happen if there's a lawsuit, particularly for defamation or loss of business. I've said it before. Tim Pool is going down this road of accusations where he may accidentally commit defamation. He needs to be very careful. He's saying a lot of things that may accidentally defame somebody. In fact, I'm wondering, and we're going to get to the Cashman article, but I'm wondering if he didn't mention the name to avoid defamation. That's my wonder here. Alsort says, typical millennial corpo writing style, audio fellatio, over dramatic, 20 paragraphs when 2 would do. Yeah. It's. I mean, this could be generated by ChatGPT. Literally, and you would see zero difference. Like ChatGPT. Give me a whiny right-wing response. Not even right-wing. Fence-sitting response. Man takes the sun hat and a summer dress and a wheat field as a replacement for clear heels and a G-string on a pole when the time comes. It's the same thing. And honestly, Mantix, sometimes I'd rather them just be honest and just keep on the clear heels and the G-string, because then it'll be clear for everybody, right? You'll be honest with what you're really advertising. Eliza Bleu would be much more honest if she was twerking on that rock instead of pretending to be what she is. All right. One person tried burglarizing my studio to get James O'Keefe and Andrew No's home address. Either we pay legal fees or drop the charges. I don't know what this is about. This doesn't make sense to me from a legal perspective. How you would have to pay legal fees to block or drop the charges against the burglarization in order to protect their addresses. I don't get that. That part doesn't make any sense to me. And by the way, I do know that Sydney is an Aussie, so yeah, their right is pretty much center. Same thing with Canada, right? The right in Canada is center. I get that, but it doesn't matter. The programming in the West, particularly Western women, and I say this as somebody who, lives in Asia, right? And can tell you there's a big fucking difference in the thinking, in just the way they automatically process things. They put it through a filter, and that filter doesn't exist elsewhere, or it's minimal versus it's a hard wall. It's sad. It's very sad. The amount of back-end shit that goes on to make this machine work is crazy. It's a bit too much for me. So meaning you can't handle running a business? You started this business. The more rage bait, fake news, and more lying celebrities, more personalities. This is what you do. You're criticizing rage bait? He does rage bait. All he does is rage bait. Nobody has used the word civil war more than Tim Pool. They want to talk, and then he brings up AOC. Oh, let's redirect onto AOC. AOC has nothing to do with this, bro. Nothing to do with this. And at a certain point, I stop and say, I've talked about this 73 times already. What the fuck? I just look forward to being some old man, being like, old man Pool once bought a billboard in Times Square. Then I yell, get off my property. And then he responds to a post here. Fighting censorship is not the culture war. It's the foundation of freedom and democracy. Yes, those are the principles we thought you stood for, Tim. And look at how he points out. Clearly, as I pointed, our values are not aligned. So Tim Pool does not value fighting censorship. Right there. And he gaslights them. I'm going to use that word. I fucking hate it, but it's accurate here. By just saying fighting censorship by sending me and my staff death threats for refusing to send postcards to Congress. I have no issue disagreeing. Did this man where's the death threat, bro? Where's the death threat? Is it tucked inside your beanie? Where the fuck is the death threat? Where did he threaten you? He asked you a question. This response is unhinged. This response is ridiculous. This guy didn't death threat you. It's just sad. It's fucking sad. Oh my God. Hold on. People posting stuff in my locals. All right, a couple locals tips to get here real quick. Let me make sure I catch these because I am a man of the locals. Protocaster says for $11 tip, yo, Andrew, my girlfriend's little sister is going to Korea for some college stuff over the summer. You mind if I DM you and get some tips and suggestions to help her trip make worthwhile? Yes. DM me if you want tips for Korea, DM me on locals or on Twitter or anywhere else. You can DM me and I will give you Korea tips for sure. Jessica for $5 says YouTube being homo won't let me send a super chat, but here's $5 for Ladyboys. Thank you. I will spend that on all of the Ladyboys, all of them here in Bangkok. I'll buy all of them for $5. That's how much they cost. C3 Medelson, $1 tip. This next like is a fucking stupid about the dropping the charges. Yeah. And let's see what this picture is. Okay, Squid dropped a clip. Here, I can probably open this real quick. Hold on. I'll put this. This is actually pretty good. This is for Squid. From Squid.
Don't leave for Tim. Here. I'll give you what Tim's going to give you. Well,
it's lagging.
I don't know. On the other side of the thing, I'm not really sure. Civil War? Buy my stuff. Subscribe for extra spicy takes after the show. Bald?
That was actually good. That was pretty funny. Thanks for that, Squid. That was pretty fucking funny. Oh man. That was good. So of course Tim goes on, and after that, the Beanie Man proceeds to post this. And this is what I was going at. Should I shut down Timcast and retire? So guys were like, oh, your title is clickbait. Nope. Look, you said it right here. Should I shut down Timcast and retire? I will reveal the results and abide by them by the end of IRL tonight. So he's trying to shill his IRL. He's trying to get views up. He's trying to make it a thing. I get it. He's trying to push that. Obviously him retiring is winning. And from what you guys voted, is he doing an Elon? 80% of you voted yes. Yeah, he's pulling an Elon. He's not actually going to do it. He's still going to maintain control. Maybe he steps down as CEO, or maybe he rebrands Timcast. Maybe instead of Timcast, it's called People's Podcast, or whatever the fuck he wants to call it, Voice of the People, or whatever other gay, slightly commie shit he wants to call it. He'll just rebrand it. It's not gonna actually go anywhere. He'll call it Simcast IRL. I don't know. Maybe the Simcast ladies will sue, because he knows Simcast. He brought up Christy Mayer's tweet, so he does know Simcast. Primo 499, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Pilgrim Media says he's referring to Discovery. Okay, all right. But like I said, I want to see all the proof and all the facts, right? I haven't seen a lot of this. Maybe I just haven't seen it, but I haven't seen a lot of the facts backing up his claims. And Hunch says, LM, would you raise your glass and a middle finger to the NICS system with me? Got a hole put on my BC, so I couldn't pick it up till Wednesday. What the fuck? Well, I don't have an alcoholic drink here in my thing, so I'll raise this water to you, Hunch, and I'll raise this middle finger, and I'll go full screen to raise the middle finger. Fuck the NICS system. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all the regulation. Government regulation should be completely removed and done away with. There's a reason why the British and everything they touched with their regulation was fucked, except for America. Every single jurisdiction and country I've ever visited that the British have touched and they've kept their regulations in, I'm looking at you, India, has been absolutely fucked. Regulation needs to go the way of the dodo and get yeeted. Cheers, guys. So that's the Beanie drama. Now, do I think this guy is going away? No, I do not think. I do not think he's going away. I do not think he's going anywhere. I think he's got so much more to grift on. He knows he's making money. He's at the top of the food chain. He's not going anywhere. Asher says, stop pretending that you don't know. The best ladyboys are in Phuket or Pattaya. BKK ladyboys charge 3 times as much. Well, you guys are just going to have to super chat me 3 times as much, because if I don't grift harder, how am I going to afford so many ladyboys? I just won't be able to afford them. I need them. I need all of them. I have to have I want to have background dancers of all ladyboys in the background, flooding the hotel room. All right, so let me bring up some other stuff here for you guys. So I want to talk about. Let's talk about the other part of IRL. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Cashman article. So I want to talk about this, and I want to be the one to bring up this article, and I want to talk about also this alleged gang stalker and who that is. I'll talk about who they intended to be, and I'll tell you how I know too. Because let's just say that I heard from some of the same sources cited in this article. We'll put it that way. And there are people that have been trying to say this is all an op, and why. And I want to get into that. I don't think anybody else has got into, why they brought up the gang stalker. I called it. I called this last week. I said, here's the gang stalker theory before they called it the gang stalker. So what is this? So this is Cashman's third article. We didn't know they were going to do a third article. In fact, they weren't supposed to do a third article. I think they were supposed to cut it. They just did this because everybody called it a puff piece. Everybody called it a puff piece because that's all it was a puff piece. So what is going on with the gang stalker? So the whole thing is they have this theory that the whole thing is a psyop, and it's a psyop to get at Elon Musk. That's right. They believe this is a psyop to get at Elon Musk. So they are trying to protect Elon. So they say it's a coordinated hit job, orchestrated hate, and everyone brought into it. So saying that we are all part of this. We're all getting paid. We're all part of this. We've all been tricked by this. We've all been, scammed by this. He believes the entire thing was manufactured. And it all started with a man we'll call the gang stalker. So here it is. I mentioned this. I believe this is my theory. It may be wrong. I think what they're trying to talk about and who they're trying to talk about is defango. And I've had people send me things in my DMs on defango and try to make this argument that he is the gang stalker. I think this is actually defango here with the Grift class clips saying, "What are they smoking? We want some Grift cast gang stalker." Yeah, I don't know exactly what their thing is. Also saying, "Did you see Blair White's video?" Yes, I did. She did an excellent video, or whatever. Blair did an excellent video. I asked, I was on another stream and I asked Blair White smash or pass. People got very offended with that. People got very offended with Blair White smash or pass. Kirna said, "Hey, are ladyboys as gay as traps?" Well, aren't those the same thing, Kirna? Isn't it a trap is pre-op, I guess. It's post-op. It's just a ladyboy. So I don't know. You tell me. And in fact, let's test this. Blair White smash or pass. In the chat. Anyways, let's get back to the gang stalker theory. Okay, gang stalker theory. So, recap. Gang stalker, people think, or the allegation, the people passed off as defango, Manuel Defango Chavez. They've sent me articles. They've sent me lawsuits. They've sent me clips of this organization called Shadowbox that apparently the guy is associated with. And look, here's what I'm going to say. Even if this is true, does it matter? As we read through this, even if all of this is true, does it matter? Let's go here. The gang stalker runs in a circle that's been accused of controlling hundreds, if not thousands, of bogus Twitter accounts, buying black SUVs and parking outside people's homes to intimidate, even injecting something into someone who would wake up 2 weeks later with pieces of their mind missing. Okay, so this is why Shane Cashman is a pussy and he doesn't want to say it, is because he could be accused of defamation through this, right? Him, Tim Cass, there's huge liability here. They're actually accusing people of crimes here. So if they can't back this shit up, they're going to be in some big trouble. This is why they're being pussies and they're calling it the gang stalker. By the way, this is the same thing that Eliza Bleu does. Literally, Tim Cast IRL is using these same tactics as Eliza Bleu in hiding their identity. This is why Eliza Bleu is a fraud, because she will never name anybody, because she can't, because she will be sued for defamation, because she is fucking lying. And if Cashman could back this up, what discredits their movement, right? I might even be willing to believe them about the gang stalker if they would just name them. But they don't have the balls to do that. They have no balls to do that. Unlike Blair White. By the way, okay, the Blair White poll, 33 to 70%. Okay, surprising there. All right. But no judgment. This is the legal mindset. We have no judgment on legal mindset. This is open territory here. So the gang stalker says he works for money. He says he works for fame. But I think he wants to create chaos amongst the independent media landscape. The man has put a lot of effort into making sure everyone knows who he is, and I will not add to his status. So you're being a pussy. You're not calling him out. Okay, that's fine. The gang stalker is affiliated with a now supposedly defunct company called Shadowbox. And this is from the Shadowbox website. And I have been sent this as well. I've been sent this with multiple people. By multiple people. This Shadowbox clip or this image, which is, "This is your war. Shadowbox is your army. We solve your problems and expose the truth. We unleash a multifaceted strategic battle plan through integrated research, earned media, legal, and digital chaos. Where your enemies have lied to paint you as the bad guy, we sow the seeds of doubt and present the counter narrative that they are, in fact, the villains, and you have been unjustly accused." We do this through sophisticated use of internet technology, meme creation, PR, cyber guerrilla tactics to stop the bleeding and begin to sway public opinion and media in your favor. What we do, we design crisis management counterinsurgencies to debunk and hit back at malicious and defamatory online and media attacks at our clients. We root out our adversaries, send them chasing phantoms, and rendering them exhausted and perplexed. Okay. Sure, there's one guy out there who's associated with this website. Does that mean the information on Eliza suddenly becomes true? No. It doesn't suddenly make it true. I have a theory. Oh, here we go. You know when any shit starts with I have a theory. Sorry, let me zoom in here for you guys. I have a theory. Whenever you see I have a theory, you're like, uh-oh, it's some bullshit. I have a theory based on what I've seen from the gang stalker and the people he's practically brainwashed. So calling all of you brainwashed, by the way, with a deception campaign. He is wicked smart. I believe he sees everyone involved as chess pieces and knows how everyone will react. He has studied you so he can destroy you, and he will profit off your corpse. This should disturb everyone, especially the ones who are so up in arms about who is and who isn't grifting and whatever grift standards the grifters uphold. I love that they are trying to get on this word grift, but most people will own it, be like, yeah, I'm grifting. The gang stalker has also laughed about the way one associate who has used gang stalk tactics to drive two people to commit suicide. Once again, these are hell of an accusations. Hell of an accusation. So they go on. After researching the gang stalker and the wild claims such as starting QAnon. So literally saying that this person, this same guy who, once again, for those that are just tuning in, I think they're referencing defango here. I'm pretty sure. They probably don't have the balls to do it, but I think they're referencing defango. If he's reading this right now, he's probably thinking he should tell people I'm giving him more credit than he deserves. That may be. I think there may be a lot of people working with him. They're either associates or bots, but the ones who've been most cruel online and to me and others all follow each other. It's a web of chaos agents. On a recent live stream, the gang stalker created a website, Helen Troy Modeling. It was registered on February 2nd, 2023, and populated with old photos of Eliza Bleu. I saw this stream, and it appears that this did happen, but who cares? Who gives a shit if someone set up a fake website with Eliza Bleu? That's why you got to do your own research. What do I fucking say on my channel? Be your own judge. Do your own research. Don't look at something and take it at face value. Say, hey, look, this is what this looks like, but it could be anything. I don't know, right? Even nowadays, guys, with video, just looking at a video, if you showed me like nudes, let's say you showed me an Eliza Bleu revenge porn video. I would think it's probably an AI fake. It could be. It could just as well be real as an AI fake. But I just take it at face value. Oh, well, this is what it looks like. Could be anything. Could be anything. Hunch says, is Shadowbox Boozy's new grift? Sounds like him. I think Boozy would get along with the Timcast people very well. So continuing on this gang stalker theory, I talked to a model who would like to remain anonymous, but who has been involved in Helen Troy Modeling. Supposedly, they shut down long ago. She said it looked like the company's Instagram and website completely changed. It's clear the company folded and someone created fake profiles on a website to use them in a smear campaign. And then it goes on to talk about BX Bullet, who apparently found this similar information saying, oh, look, this website was registered to the gang stalker. We must remain vigilant with who we speak to. We're all the target. No offense to Eliza, but whether or not her story is true should never have become the spectacle it has. No, that's not true at all. This would have never happened. Here's what Cashman misses completely with the gang stalker theory. Eliza Bleu is at the core of all of this. Fuck the gang stalker. Fuck what, even if that's true, even if everything they say about the gang stalker is true, Eliza Bleu is still a fraud, and she still removed Brittany Venti, Flash, The Quartering, Camelot, all those people over that. That censorship was the issue. It was never about whether or not somebody's trying to grift off of it. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're trying to grift on it. Grift away. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit about your past connections, whatever else. Listen, if we're on the same issue of exposing someone as a fraud and fighting censorship, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'll ally with people, whatever their political background is. It could be. This is the difference. You don't have to believe the exact same things. Timcast IRL, Tim Pool, Shane Cashman wants you to believe one thing. Whatever comes out of the mouth of the almighty Beanie Man. And you guys can say F you to that. Tim Pool has subscriptions. I know maybe some of you are subscribed to him. And I would just say, look, I'm not telling you what to do with your own money. You spend it the way you want to spend it. But you are funding this. You are subsidizing this. Is this what you want to subsidize? That's the question here. That's the real grift. So I hope that explains the gang stalker theory in the best way possible. I really didn't hear anybody else addressing this. You cover this in detail in 3 minutes compared to Tim and Shane. Thank you. Thank you. Look, they don't want to do real journalism, so other people have to do it for them. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me get these super chats here. Ashton Williams says, when are you going to the Philippines? Their ladyboys are Catholic. Does that make it better if, like, they come with some communion? Like the ladyboys come with communion? I do plan on visiting the Philippines, though. I do want to do like a review because I'm trying to do more stuff, traveling around Asia, more content, just like talking about it, and also for people that are moving here. I know a lot of people are interested in visiting or maybe relocating, maybe having a backup plan. Maybe you just want to come teach over here for a year or two. So I want to give you guys more resources to help you come over and visit or travel or relocate if you want to. So I'll let you know when I come to the Philippines. Rich G says, speaking of censorious simps, uncivil law will ban you for saying, like Racket's Mindset Drex, you have no time for legal bites. Wait, what? Like, so if you talk about legal bites, you'll get banned? Well, I mean, you guys can talk about whoever the fuck you want to talk about here. I really don't care. Once again, I'll read all the super chats. I don't necessarily agree with them. I may just read them and be like, yeah, okay, it's fine. But yeah, no censorship here. The only thing is nothing that's going to get us heated off of YouTube. And no fucking spamming. Southern Brainwater said all of this going on, and everyone just missed that Sydney Watson is suing Blaze TV for sexual harassment from Les Schaefer. Southern Brainwater, ain't nobody going to miss that. That's going to be news. We're going to get into that. I'll tell you what right now. I will do a deep dive on this. I will do this, and I will be the only guy doing it from a Red Pill perspective. A lot of these other people are going to be doing it and are going to be fucking simping for Sydney off right. I will do it in an objective manner without simping for Sydney. Without going out there and saying, oh, Sydney, oh, my trad queen, of course I believe you. Like, I will cover that objectively. I feel like a lot of people are not because they're going to be so biased for Sydney. Because they're going to fucking fall for the Sun Hat Brigade thing. You know it's going to happen. You know, and I'm not saying whether she's right or wrong. I just want to see the proof. Show me the proof. Okay, prove it. Prove it. And it may be true. And if it's true, and you know, I think Elijah's married, right? Then that's despicable. That's horrible. But you got to prove it, baby. You got to prove it. Are we truly getting a Farron raid right now? Are you serious? I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not even sure I believe that it's an actual Farron raid right now. I want to see the Carfax on that. All right. All of this yeah, I got that one. Appreciate that. Let me make sure I'm caught up over here on Rumble. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. So apparently, Donut Miami, I got your comment here. You were saying that it was always scheduled to be 3 parts. Okay. Thanks for the correction on the 3 parts. Appreciate that. I can be wrong. I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was always scheduled to be 3 parts. But appreciate that. Well, if it's a true raid, then I guess somebody's no longer mad at me. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got here? All right. Oh, by the way, 65-35 smash or pass for Blair White. You know what? I think that, like, by the way, I think if you said smash, you're in good company. I think Alex Jones said he would smash Blair White. I'm pretty sure Alex Jones was like, yo, I'd smash. I mean, of course, you'd have to, like, get the bussy or, you know, do something creative, but still. So let's go over here and let's go to this next part of this, which is the new grift, the brand new grift of Eliza Bleu. And by the way, Protocaster sent a $1 on local. PM'd you on Korea tips. Thanks for your help, brother. Anytime. Happy to help. Always happy to help. So Eliza's new grift. Let's talk about Eliza's new grift. This is what I want to talk about. Okay, so Eliza's new grift. This to me is insane, but I'm going to tell you how this new grift is going to result in a change in the law. I know your mind is going to be blown here. But think back 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, if I told you we would have trans bathrooms and trans men competing against women in sports and it being totally kosher, would you guys have laughed at that 10 years ago? Think back. I know it's hard. 2013. You would have laughed at that shit. You would have laughed at that. But just wait 10 years from now. And shit like this is going to fly. Let's read this. Today, I have decided to change my story as a survivor. So literally, reality is subjective to her. Doesn't even fucking matter. I have been abused a 3rd time on a massive digital scale. It's called image-based sexual abuse, IBISA. Sounds like IBS. Because it's a giant fucking turd. It's a shit sandwich. Every individual who has knowingly profited off this content without my consent has become an abuser in my story. Why are people supporting this? This is literally my truth. My story means my truth. This is leftist language. How is based Shane Cashman, based Tim Pool falling for this shit? Why are they simping for this? Why are they puffing this up? Is it because of that foot job that Ian got? That Ian Crossland got that foot job? We saw that video the other day. Check out the clip. I've got the clip. Go check out that clip I have of the foot job. Got that on video. Is it because of that? Is that why you're blocking for this? But we laugh at this. We laugh at her making up this form of abuse. But I swear to you, this will become a thing. This will become a thing. People like her, it won't be Eliza. It will be somebody else who will bring this up and push this through. And put that out there. Crazy. So she continues on. You didn't fight censorship. You fought to exploit me. Nude and partially nude, suggestive content without my consent. By the way, that's a lie. That is a lie. You are straight up lying. She is straight up 100% lying when she talks about it being non-consensual. We have the Carfax from Dan Cotton that there was a consent for the World Star video. As a corporate attorney, I'm going to tell you, there's no way there was no consent for this. You consented for this. You do not need to consent for a public video that's been up for 6 years that you don't own the rights to. If you would have asked, I wouldn't have consented. You didn't need to be asked, Karen. You didn't need to be asked, so you went to the manager. You believed I consented previously, so you decided to take my body and use it for your gain. Nobody gained. Listen, Brittany Venti was tweeting off of it. That tweet wasn't making any money. This line of thought would, as Jim said in the chat, this would nuke all existing IP and copyright law. She's trying to subvert literally everything. And there's no permission. She's trying to say that literally everybody in every photo has to consent to it. Even if you already signed a consent, you have to consent to the specific use. You wouldn't be able to share any images of any human being ever. It would be impossible, practically impossible to share a video or a clip or whatever else. I like this. Southern Brainwater says, when does the Streisand effect get renamed the Eliza effect? I think it's now. I think it's now. When you try to hide this shit and it gets blown up online to an epic proportion, because the Streisand effect was before social media like this. Now the blue effect, I mean, the blue hole has been blown. We have blown through the blue hole. We're coming out the other side. We're coming out the other side. You cannot retract consent. It's just not something you don't do. So to prove that I'm not a survivor, many made me a victim again. You can never say that I'm not a survivor of exploitation now because you made me one again. She's literally saying, she's saying, I wasn't before. She's saying everything else. She's literally admitting that everything else she did was a lie and that this is the first time she's been exploited. This type of logic, this type of insane logic, this is peak leftist thought, peak feminization. This is why these women they're allowing into this, that people allow into the movement. They think that they're helping their based cause, but they're bringing this same poisonous mindset. You didn't fight to expose government malfeasance. Or tech censorship, you fought to post my body without consent. And then, of course, you get Flash coming in hard. Flash coming in hard with the Amber Heards. Because it's the Amber Heard logic. It is 100% the Amber Heard logic. Shout out to Steph. If you change your story, you got to change your name so we can keep up with what chapter of your story you're in. Bro, Steph, with the fucking assassination shot. With the assassination shot. This is just bad. This is just real bad. But the sad thing is they will change the law to enable people like her to go there. To allow that. And here's the worst thing. Look at what she asked for right here. I need brave men to stand up for me right now, please. I'm begging you. This is the first of all, look at this. She calls for a simp army. And look at how many simps jump into this. Look at this, jump to 3,000. 3,000 simps. 816 simps here. But look, she's getting fucking ratioed here. She's getting fucking ratioed. 3,300 comments. Holy shit. Calling for the simp army. Calling all simps, guys. Calling all simps. Let's get these two. We got three ones here, both from two Griftcast ones. Griftcast clips. What does it YouTube and Twitter require a bond to take down someone's post? That's not how the system technically works. It's supposed to be a back and forth, but they're supposed to go through an analysis before. So there's supposed to be like a good faith analysis on the part of the platform. And that's what YouTube and Twitter aren't doing. They're not doing a good faith, fair use analysis. and they're putting that onus on us. And we shouldn't have to have the onus of going through the fair use analysis. They should do that on their own and then bucket to us to provide additional information once they've already done that. But they should do it first, and they're just not doing it. They're just lazy. Griftcast says, it's defango, the gang stalker. I think they have a case of this one. Nothing they said I was doing is close to being true. They are exploiting me. Yeah, and I think this is defango. But the point of the matter is that it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. But the point is that they could be defamatory, that article. And I think that's why they didn't mention it. I really think the article could have been defamatory. And I think a lot of people, I called this. I literally said this in the beginning. I said this about defamation. Go back and look at my videos. I said, this whole issue, all this blue issue is going to end up in defamation. Somebody's going to defame somebody. It's a matter of time. It doesn't matter who it is. Somebody's getting defamed. Somebody's getting defamed. Like, it's just going to happen. Now, Hunch asked a very important question. Who is the more used up Australian 304, Sydney Watson or Angela White? Oh, no. Angela White's a porn star. I mean, Angela White's the easy win because she's the porn star. I will say, you guys do drop fire memes in my locals. I do like this. Oh, man, that is funny. That is funny. When you want cute in Execute the Village. Speaking of grift, by the way, if you guys haven't already, make sure you get over here and you check out my supporters, people who are supporting me, which is Brickhouse Nutrition and Field of Greens. Field of Greens is a great product, fantastic. They're actually healthy. They don't just put essence in their product. They put actual fruits and vegetables. They mix up actual fruits and vegetables in their product. It's not junk science. Literally, supplements are given a bad name because it's all essence of this, essence of that. They do real products, and they support me. They support base content creators, not people wearing fucking beanies, not people who are out there doing bullshit. They're supporting me. They're supporting Ricada. They're supporting other good content creators you like. So get that grift. Get some greens. This is how you grift correctly, Eliza. You grift correctly by grifting good products and by telling them your promo code. It's promo code Mindset. Get that Mindset greens. Mindset on any of these. I like the regular one. The wild berry is good too. Going to try it raw when I get back. Get those greens and get it with code Mindset. That's how you do it, Eliza. That's how it's done, girl. That's how it's done. So she's called for the simp army. And the sad thing is, this is the first time in over the past 3 weeks that I've asked somebody to help me or stand up for me. This woman asks for help so often that she literally thinks it's normal to ask for help every 3 weeks. She thinks that it's okay to ask for help every 3 weeks. That, I just got to ask every other week, right? That's an acceptable amount of calling in the simp army. If I only put up a Give, Send, Go or a GoFundMe or whatever, she wouldn't use Give, Send, Go. She would use GoFundMe for sure. It's okay as long as it's once every 2 weeks. Torgo says, newest name change, Eliza sues. Oh, shit. That's a good one. I like this one a lot. That's really good. Oh, man. Hilarious. Hilarious. Galloway says, we all watch Johnny Depp being vindicated. There's hope for you yet, Andrew. I can be saved. Guys, I can be saved. I just need the right lady to simp for me, and I can be saved. You can save me, guys. Please save me. And you can save me via super chats or by buying my products or by affiliate products using my promo code. Mexican Iron Man says, oh my God, this 304 actually calling up the simp army to storm social media beaches like a modern D-Day for this chick. Wow. I know. And guess what, Mexican Iron Man? She's not even letting the hombres in on it. She's not even paying you. She's not even paying you for your lawn service. Isn't that racist? It's right. I'm suing on behalf of the illegal Mexican mindset. I'm suing. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you in the chat as well, hanging out. Royal Wee says, on Super Chats, you can't say certain things. Well, there's always locals in Rumble. There's always locals in Rumble. You can say whatever you want there, and your boy's going to read it. Your boy's going to read it. I may have to, like, tweak the word, but I'll read it. Joel Main says I can do it for free. I read you guys' comments whenever I can get to it. But obviously, 3 platforms, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right. So she called for the simp army here. I think we got the Cashman article, but what really gives me issues here is they use this to pawn off on everything. And we get admissions. We get admissions in this article of what I said being true. So remember when I talked about charity fraud? Once again, I called these things. I said charity fraud. I said she committed charity fraud. And then she has to come out here. I said, well, sorry, not that she committed. Let me correct that. Did not say she committed it. I said, if she received funds, she committed charity fraud. I'm sorry. Let me step back and make sure I correct myself there. If she accepted funds. So what does she come out? I know this is how I know that they're watching. They're watching us. They're watching our streams. They're watching our channel. I have no doubt that Shane, Simpman, and Eliza are going to watch this shit. They're paying attention. And they're knowing. When I said, hey, if you accepted money, what did she say here? She said, oh, I didn't get grant funding. I didn't make it a 501c3. I didn't do anything like that. People were hitting me up, and I'm like, I'm not going to let things go underwater. What do? I put them up for a bit. It wasn't like an official organization. No. I'm sorry, darling. You said you formed a charity. You can't roll that back. You can't roll that back. Saying, I never accepted donations for it, I didn't. She's trying to get out of legal responsibility, of criminal punishment. Charity fraud is a crime. She put it out there. She solicited donations. If anybody can prove that they gave money to her for that purpose, you've got a case. Submit it to the DA. Criminal, civil, you've got it against Eliza Bleu. We don't have, now I have not seen the evidence yet. That's why I'm saying it this way, because I have not seen the evidence yet of somebody actually sending the money. It's like wire fraud, right? So if you guys know, the crime of wire fraud requires that you receive the money, you send it. But once you have those elements, it's proven. Asking, that's a gray area. Some states it may be illegal, some it won't. But receiving is 100%. If she's receiving donations, then there you go. Boom. You got it. And right here, Jackson says, Tim just announced he was pulling a PewDiePie and is deleting his extra channel and streamlining things. So this all was for nothing. Oh, of course he did. Of course he did. Of course, Tim Pool does some drama bullshit. He goes, I'm over drama. I'm bigger than drama. And he literally pulls the biggest drama thing out there. Not surprising. Not surprising. Now let me pull up Tim Pool's. Let me look this up real quick. See what he's posted. If he's posted any updates here. The Beanie Lord has posted any updates. He hasn't posted anything, I don't think. Not yet. I don't do drama as he proceeds to do drama. Make a PayPal so options aren't suppressed. I have a PayPal. It's in the description. I will copy it right now for you so you see it. But yes, that is fully supported. You can PayPal me anytime you want. Nobody will complain about that. And it is, of course, for purely business purposes. Is PayPal in the chat if you want to go around that, and that is appreciated. I'll accept the grift any way I can. All right, so that's on that. Now, what I wanted to get to was this. There are still creators being struck. The thing that I really hate about the Tim Pool position, the Cashman position, is there are creators that are still being struck to this day on that. Still to this day, being struck. So that to me is the thing that they should be talking about. They should be saying, hey, look, Venti, other small creators, they're still being struck. And so when I look over and I see stuff like this was posted by my good friend, Nina Infinity. She's a good friend of the channel. She posted this one over here. Let me share this with you guys. This is from Venti. This is just the other day. Docs on my DMs. Where YouTube removed a video of Brittany Venti about Eliza Bleu. Eliza has false flagging channels that show anything about her. Brittany is currently suspended off Twitter for the same reason. Please reach out to her. Boom, one of Venti's videos the other day. And then my good friend of the channel, Radix Verum, Christina, this is literally last 24 hours. YouTube has removed my video that is using publicly available information that has been out for years. They said it was a community guidelines violation, so this could result in me losing my entire channel. Please go subscribe to my second channel and follow me on Locals. Look at this shit. What's going on with Eliza Bleu and Kirby Summers? Striking small channels. And by the way, go support Christina. Support her on her main channel. Support her on her backup channel. These are the things that we need Timcast to be talking about. And talking about how Eliza's still doing this or whatever else is going on. Whoever's supporting Eliza, whatever's behind Eliza, it's still happening to this day. So it needs to be stopped. But yet they're crying over here. You see, look here, Eliza trying to protect Shane, saying Shane is a married man with small children. Their lives were all threatened if he did not publish a hit piece about me. He risked his life to say he believes me as a survivor and expose the op against me. That's true bravery. Shut the fuck up. This is false valor. Anybody can say, oh, there's a hit. People threaten me. People threaten me every day on the internet. People are out there calling me all sorts of nasty shit. I don't whine and bitch about it. That's the internet. If someone doesn't threaten you on the internet, you're not doing something right. If someone hasn't death threatened you or said something or has accused you, said they'll beat you up, spit on you, said you're a piece of shit, called you a beta, called you a cuck, are you even on the internet? Are you even on the internet, bro? Just get used to it. These people with this thin skin. I'm a millennial and I don't act like this. You know, Tim and a lot, they're around the same generation. It's just sad. It's fucking sad. Maybe it was Miami. Maybe I growing up in Miami. It just made me a little harder. I don't know what the fuck it is. Trying to say that it's easier to interview war criminals, dictators, and serial killers than her? Come on. That's peak narcissism. Peak narcissism. So that's that for that, guys. I'm going to stay on top of this. I'm not letting this shit go until we get some resolution to this, particularly regarding the censorship. The censorship is a thing that I just don't stand for and don't tolerate in any way, shape, or form. And I've stood up for everybody when they've got banned. Nate the lawyer, look, I was on the boozy stuff, and I know that Nate got banned, and now he's back by the boozy folks, and I supported him, but I haven't been following that as closely. But Nate's my friend. Nate's been a homeboy. Nate's been honest with me. Even when he's vehemently disagreed with me, I will back people up against censorship. Nobody deserves to be censored. And I said this before, Brittany Venti, I don't fucking know her. I don't stand for Brittany. She's been on a couple streams with me after this, but before I didn't know her. But despite that, I never stood for her being censored. I don't give a shit how you feel about the quartering. You can hate the quartering. Does not matter. People saying, and yeah, no, I'm happy to stay on top of this, guys. Somebody asked, Jim asked, wouldn't her GoFundMe asking for money and talking about work constitute wire fraud? It could, depending on how she did that. And we'd have to look into the GoFundMe. We'd have to go through the details of the GoFundMe. It's possible the GoFundMe could, if it was a misrepresentation. See what else we got here. Looking all good on locals. Looking all good on locals. Only slightly degenerate. Oh, this is a good one though. Thank you guys for a very good meme here. This is why you guys got to get on the locals. It's quality content. Quality content. King Cashman. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So I am going to stay on top of this too, guys. I'm going to stay on top of this Blaze issue. People have sent this over here regarding the Blaze, regarding Sydney Watson. I will stay on top of this. I will cover this. I will 100% cover this. I will stand that. You guys know your boy Andrew is on top of all thought crimes. If there's one thing I am, it's a thought crime extraordinaire. I am on top of all of them, and I'm here to call them. I know a lot of people pull punches. They're worried. They're like, oh no, the Womans, they're going to be angry at me. So I got to protect my queens. I had Sydney on at one point. I've met her. They might even have liked her in person. That's fine. But you got to submit evidence for your complaints. I don't care if you're a conservative. I don't care if you like a person, if you like some of their takes. And look, I've retweeted Sydney. I've liked some of her tweets. That's fine. But she's still got to prove this. Sydney has to prove this. And just because Elijah quit doesn't necessarily mean this is true. Once again, people are forced to quit over things like this, regardless of whether they're true or not. So we have to be on top of it. Yes, I'll be on top of Sydney. I will be on top of Sydney. And shout out to my fellow creators. Shout out to Tug. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to everybody else who's been on top of all these issues, who stayed in tune with them. We need good people to be covering things because clearly the mainstream media is doing it, and clearly the alt media isn't doing it either. That being said, guys, I'm going to do a relaxed, a chilled out after party on Locals. It will be a Locals exclusive live stream. So if you guys want to join that, head over there. We're just going to do a chilled out one. We're going to just talk about talk about James O'Keefe, some other stuff, and just, hang out. So if you guys want to do that, head over there, head over to Locals, and I will see y'all later. Peace. Stay based.